Thank you, Tasneem.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
The World Economic Forum has observed that reskilling is a post-pandemic talent imperative. So much so that 50% of the employee population of the world are going to be required to be reskilled. That is a huge thing. Out of the 7.47 billion, 3 billion are employee population, 1.5 billion will have to be reskilled. And who will do the reskilling? It is the trainers who will be doing the reskilling. That is a huge thing. Now let us come to the second, that is the earning perspective. When a trainer starts his career in India, he starts with an earning of 18,650 per month. Whereas the same trainer, if he were to start his career in France, in Paris, he would be earning 1,700 euros a month. That is 1.5 lakhs a month for doing the same job. That is because of the conversion. Euro to Indian rupee conversion will ensure that he gets 1.5 lakhs. If he were to start his career in Tokyo, it would be 1.90 lakhs. In London, it would be as high as 2.50 lakhs when the pound is converted into Indian rupees. And in New York, it is 3.30 lakhs. You may well ask the question, so you mean to tell me the expenditure in New York or London or Tokyo or Paris is not going to be the same as in Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Jaipur? No, my dear friends, it's not going to be the same. But the biggest advantage is today, London, Paris, New York, or Tokyo is just a mouse click away. From the comfort of your home, you can definitely ensure that you earn what they are earning and ensure that your earning is multi-times increase, minimum 10 times, 18,650 to 1.5 lakhs, 1.9 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, and 3.30 lakhs. Can you imagine how much your income can increase by becoming an international master trainer and practicing your art from the comfort of your home? That brings us to the expanded opportunity perspective. The opportunities have expanded exponentially because of the world going digital. And who can benefit? First and foremost, the self-employed can benefit. Second, the teachers and trainers can benefit. And third, the experienced and knowledgeable elders. This is the group, the experienced and knowledgeable elders, who are a new entrant into the world. A new life has begun for them because of digitalization, and we will see how things have expanded for these three group of people. They're self-employed. IFRAI, digitalization in the post-COVID world views from Japan and Europe, says that if you are an independent consultant practicing in a geography in your particular locality, you need not be confined to your area. You can go global. You don't need to restrict yourself to the local market. If you are practicing in Hyderabad earlier as an independent consultant, you had to look for clients and customers within the catchment area of Hyderabad and surrounding areas. But today, because of digitalization, you can go online and get clients from any part of the world. That is the advantage for the self-employed. That is a level of expansion of opportunity for you. All that you need to do to become successful in this area is to understand cognitive science and better understand people. Because on the online platforms, since they are not in front of you, it is very essential for you to understand how adults learn and how you can create an impact on them. For this, you need to understand implicit influencing techniques so that you can influence behavior and opinions. And above all, you need to master presentation techniques. And when you do that, you will be able to ensure that they are totally attentive. You grab their attention. You keep them engaged throughout your presentation. and deliver your message very effectively, deliver your teaching very effectively. And all these you can do from the comfort of your home, basking in the affection of your near and dear ones, and playing with your children. That brings us to the teachers and trainers. What is Vision 2025? What does it say? What do all the studies conducted worldwide by leading institutions and organizations like Pew Research, Forbes, Fortune 500, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, MIT, what do they say? They say that by 2025, the online learning market will reach a phenomenal 325 billion from the current 114. What is more, between 2020 and 2025, the market will increase by over 200%. Over 200%. In fact, as we are speaking today, 90% of the countries have adopted digital online learning, and even pre-primary schools have gone digital to the extent of 60%. What they are indirectly telling is, this scene which you see today will be visible to you in 2025 only in the museum. In 2025, the education scene is going to look something like this. This scene is going to permanently replace the classroom, and teachers and trainers need to pull themselves up by their shoelaces and upskill and retrain themselves for the new normal. That means they need to become experts on delivering on the online platform through the combined expertise of cognitive science and implicit influencing. That brings us, my dear friend, to the luckiest people of all because of the digitalization, the retired people. But before we come to how and why I say they are lucky, let me see what the reality is as of today. 77% of Indians don't save for retirement. Most depend on their children for their support. What a pathetic situation it is. They have spent over 3 decades and nearly 4 decades working their back off, establishing a family, raising a family, educating their children, getting their children married off, working from pillar to post, shedding their blood as sweat and earning. And then when they find themselves at the peak of their knowledge, when they have gathered all the knowledge and experience, they are told, you are retired, go home. Do you know, research has shown, medical research and medical science has shown, Lancet has published that people don't get sick because of age, they get sick because of retirement. In fact, retired people, the elders, today live from morning walk to morning walk. You can see here in the park full of retired people. Is this how they have to spend their life? Is there no other way they can do it? There is. Recently, there was an article in the Forbes magazine where a retired person had written that if I could change my career at 60, so can you. Sorry. He says it was a daily effort to maintain a sense of dignity amid the rejection that he faced. He felt rejected. The searing experience, however, led to one great thing. It inspired him to become a career coach. What are you may call it? You call it a career coach, or you call it an international master trainer. It doesn't matter. What matters is that he could now benefit from what he had learned the hard way by sharing it with everyone and monetizing it. Exactly as I'm doing. Like me, my dear friends, you too can earn in a tremendous way. Keep yourself busy. Be the object of admiration and respect of young and old, one and all, while you share your knowledge with the world by becoming an international master trainer. We have seen why. We have seen, and now let us see what is an international master trainer. Just a minute, my dear friends. I am having severe throat. The internet. The international master trainer fulfills 3 roles. What are the 3 roles? He's a trainer. As a trainer, he trains and provides information, skills to a vast number of people, to a large group of people. Like, 40, 50 people gather together, and he imparts them with critical skills, upskills them, cross-skills them, so that they can conduct themselves and their work in an efficient manner. The second is he's a coach. Some among them might require hand-holding to scale themselves up into a much higher level in their career. Here, he does one-on-one with them for a limited period of 6 weeks or 12 weeks and ensures that they receive the expertise which is required to shine at the highest level. When we talk about a coach, what comes to our mind is Mr. Acharkar and his protege, Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar, in spite of the fact that he was one of the topmost batsmen of the world, he had Acharkar sir as his coach, who was constantly with him, helping him master his art. That brings us to the third aspect of an international master trainer, that of a consultant. He helps industries design the roadmap which is required to take them to excellence. An international master trainer fulfills all these 3 work. And how does he do that? He does that by focusing on the areas to define. Number 1, the first area is the who. What is the population segment that he is going to address? What segment of the market is he going to address with his expertise? The second is the purpose. What is going to be the purpose of what he is going to be serving to the people? What is he going to achieve with his offering? Number 3, the setting. What is the context in which he is going to be delivering the expertise which he has? And then what is the intent? What is the intention behind it? And finally, what are the skills that he is going to share with the people which will make all these things possible? The question is, who is going to be the person who is going to help you become an international master trainer? We have seen the why and we have seen what is an international master trainer. Now the question is, who is going to help you on the way? And whoever he is, why is he qualified? And since I'm the person who is going to be assuming the mantle, it is only proper for me to explain to you why I am qualified to help you become an international master trainer. I am Arun Subramanian. I have got over 45 years of corporate experience, of which 34 years have been in the senior management level, in leading companies in India, of which 26 years have been as CEO in various national and multinational companies. This gives me a wide spectrum of experience. Just a minute. I have over 26 years of experience as CEO in various national and multinational companies. Not just that, I have over 30 years of offline and online training experience, having trained over 7,000 professionals from all industries. Over 5,000 of them have benefited from my training on cognitive science and implicit learning, and already the first batch of 48 people have benefited as Diplome the Master Trainer first batch. That means they have already benefited by becoming international master trainers. You have seen the type of opportunity that exists. Historically, how things have always changed. Today seems to be one of those days. Now the question in front of us, my dear friends, is are you ready for the global journey? So where does this global journey begin? How do you get round to becoming an international master trainer, availing of the opportunities which are all around you, and scaling yourself to earn the type of recognition, money, appreciation, and social relevance which is your right? How do you do it? The entire Diplome the Master Trainer program, which is designed to make you an international master trainer, a consultant par excellence, a teacher and a trainer suitable for the days to come, focus on 2025, and elders who can have a second innings by which they will reclaim their right at the head of the family, and the earning member begins with understanding the agrarian economy of our country. You see here a modern farmer plowing the field. Definitely the question will come in your mind, what has farming to do with international master training, right? You are absolutely justified in asking this question. The same way as farming has got 3 dimensions, international master training has also got 3 dimensions. Let us understand first the 3 dimensions of the international master trainer. What are the 3 dimensions of farming? The farmer prepares the field by plowing it. He first plows the field, prepares it, and then he sows the seed. The seed are worked upon by the elements, water, air, sun, earth, and he has a beautiful crop. The 3rd dimension of farming is harvesting the crop and monetizing it. In the same way, international master trainer starts by identifying his niche. What is his niche? And then, after having identified the niche, he converts that niche into a digital program. He converts his expertise into a digital program and then markets it and monetizes it. These are the three dimensions of an international master trainer. The same way as a farmer plows the field, sows the seed, and then harvests the crop, in the same way an international master trainer first identifies his niche, converts that niche into a digital program, a training program, and then imparting that expertise to the world, he markets it and monetizes it. So the game begins with understanding your niche. What is a niche? The niche is a very, very abused concept with people saying anything and everything that comes in their mind. As many mouths, that many definitions and concepts of niche. As an international master trainer, your role is not to define, but help your participants understand it and retain their knowledge forever. Let me try and do that for you. After all, I am an international master trainer. I should be able to embed this concept in you in such a way that you will never forget it. Before I go ahead and attempt that, let me explain to you the origin of the word niche. Niche was coined by naturalist Roswell Hill Johnson, but it was first used by Joseph Grinnell in a research program in 1917. What does it mean? Niche was derived from the French word nicher. Nicher is a verb to build a nest. And it was taken from the Latin nidus. So a niche is in fact a nest. That means a niche is the place where you are most comfortable. You are in your element. You are at your best. You are at your natural best, not an artificial best. It was meant to highlight in 1917 by Joseph Grinnell in a research program to highlight a particular role of an individual species of or organism in its community and its environment. In fact, a niche goes as far as to pinpoint its position in the food cycle and its behavior. Just retain this in your mind. The original niche means a nest where you are at your most natural best. You are in your element, you are comfortable, you don't have to overly exercise yourself. Now, as civilization progressed, living space became bigger and more complex and beautiful. Beauty and convenience combined to create a different type of a niche. What is that? Here you see a niche in a kitchen. a portion of the kitchen wall has been carved out to create a niche. And what does it do? It serves the purpose of keeping the masalas and all the other ingredients which are required for easy access by the cook or the housewife or the chef. In the same way, when you carve out a specific area of the washroom to hold the smelling salt, the shampoos, the soap, and the other ingredients required to assist you in your bathing, next to the shower is a niche in the washroom. Similarly, in the bedroom, you have a niche right about your bed, above your cot, where you keep the books, you read, keep it there and go off to sleep. And a niche in the drawing room is meant to enhance the ambience of the drawing room. In other words, you carve a niche in the kitchen to serve a particular purpose, to keep things which are required at the time of cooking in a very handy manner. In the washroom, again, it serves a particular purpose. Remember one thing, my dear friends, the masalas don't go into the niche in the washroom, and the shampoos don't go into the niche in the kitchen. They are serving a particular purpose. In the same way, what is kept in the bedroom serves the purpose of the bedroom, and what is kept in the drawing room serves the purpose of the drawing room. It is all specific to the area that it represents. Now let us understand niche through a niche funnel. Number one, what is it that you love to do? You are most comfortable doing? Your real interest area. What is your real interest area? What is it you always wanted to do? And how do you identify yourself with? What do you identify yourself with? Is a nest. The next is, what segment of the broader market are you going to focus on? The house is a total living area. What segment of that broader market? The bedroom, the kitchen, the washroom, the drawing room. Each one has been focused upon separately. And what solution are you going to offer for what specific problem of the focused area of the broader market? In each of these specific areas of the broader market called the house, in the kitchen, the solution you are addressing is easy access to the masalas and the mixing grinders. In the washroom, in that specific broader area of the broader market called the house, you are focusing on the shampoo, the soaps, and the smelling salts. Like that, each of these areas, there is a specific problem you are addressing. So how do you identify your niche? You have seen there are two things here. One is the nest, other is the broader market. In a very similar fashion, cognitively speaking, you identify your niche by going in to understand yourself and then going out to understand the opportunities. This is what you do. Now let us understand from the cognitive angle. We have seen that you have to go in to understand yourself and go out to understand the opportunities. But within the brain, what happens? You work subjectively with the right brain, converting your niche into a concept which you will serve to the market. You convert your understanding by going inside whatever you have understand, you convert it into a concept. Then through the corpus callosum, the right brain sends it to the left brain, where it is applied into a format through the left brain's objectivity. In a very objective manner, you convert this concept into an applied format. And that applied format looks something like this. The 3 dimensions of niche. What are they? Number one, the first dimension is your experience and knowledge. Through years and years of working and interacting with the environment, you have gained some amount of experience and knowledge. Now you have a well-defined ecosystem with a strong narrative in it. And then what do? You have a particular credibility established through that experience. In other words, when experience meets an ecosystem, there is a very high acceptance by the ecosystem of the person who has the experience. When the ecosystem meets credibility, there is a willingness in the ecosystem of the people to be led by this person. And when credibility and experience meet together, you can easily monetize your niche and influence people. This is an ideal situation when there is a niche. Now, there are three categories of people in this world. The first category is the common man, people like you and me. The second category is the subject matter expert. And the third category are the experts. People who have been highly successful, who have worked through their niche, like Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, or Oprah Winfrey. Now let us take the problem that the common man faces. The challenges of the common man are that he has got a lot of experience. He has gained a lot of experience. Let us look at most of the retired people. They've got a lot of experience, 30, 40 years of experience. They've got knowledge. But unfortunately, throughout, they were busy earning and serving their family. They never got around to creating an ecosystem. That ecosystem is very ill-defined. When you have got a very ill-defined ecosystem, you have no credibility. This lack of credibility leads to your being invisible. And when you're invisible, the clear path to monetization is missing. The path to monetization is absent. This is what happens to a common man. In other words, when you have experience and knowledge, but you have never focused on creating an ecosystem, you are not credible. You become invisible. People don't know you. And when people don't know you, you don't know how to use the experience you have got to continue earning. So immediately what you need to do is you need to be able to establish a credibility for yourself and build an ecosystem. Only then you will be able to take the second innings by the collar and gain from it. Then we come to the subject matter expert. What are the challenges of the subject matter expert? The subject matter expert has got lots of experience, no doubt about it, like you and me. He also has got lots of experience. And being very close, in a very close area, and his nature of job being so, like the teachers, the trainers, or the consultants, they do have a certain degree of high credibility. No doubt about it. But again, they have not done anything to create a well-defined ecosystem for themselves. What do I mean by well-defined ecosystem? Let us take all of us. We are all there on Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. But we are connected to all sorts of people. There is no well-defined group of people with whom we are connected and we have a narrative. And in the process, what happens? Our conversation is highly diffracted. What happens when experience and credibility meet, but there is no ecosystem to drive it through? You become frustrated. That is why you will find that most subject matter experts are frustrated. Even though they have a credibility, they have got a lot of experience, they feel they are not appreciated. Because the ecosystem which will appreciate them is missing. The second thing is what happens when you have a high credibility but a poor ecosystem, you stagnate. There is no way you can pass on your credibility to anybody, and in the process, you don't grow. And when experience is there without the ecosystem, there is no sharing of knowledge, no forward and backward. All this is the result of a no niche. In other words, you need to have good ecosystem. You need to have good experience. You need to have high credibility. And all these three things can be created in a time-bound manner. Because the most important of all these three is the experience and knowledge which we all have got. If we lack anything, we lack only credibility and we lack an ecosystem. All of us lack an ecosystem. If we can create an ecosystem around us, our job is done. Let us see how. This is Venezuela of 1970, a nation that had only 29 million people at that time. The country was beset with poverty and crime. And it was on the drug route of Colombia. Colombia, we all know, is the drug capital of the world. And Colombia, Venezuela had no culture to talk about. Because that was the last thing which was on the agenda of the rulers of Venezuela. They were struggling with poverty and crime. They did not know what to do. More than 29% of the people were far below poverty line. And it was in that segment of the society where the criminals were born. Children were born criminals in Venezuela. Into this world came Abreu, Jose Antonio Abreu Anselmi. If you were to Google Jose Antonio Abreu Anselmi, you will read that he was a Venezuelan orchestra conductor, a pianist, an economist, educator, activist, and politician. He helped Venezuela come out of all these problems that Venezuela faced, but through none of these things for which he is mentioned. He was a musician. He was a doctorate in economics. He was also a politician. He was a professor. He was teaching. And he was a social activist. The label of a social activist came last. What did he do? He had a passion for children. He loved children. And he saw that children love music. Even today, we all know that all the Baba Black Sheeps, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, ABCD, they learn only as a rhyme, only through music. A 1.5 or 2-year-old is addicted to nursery rhymes on their TV or a laptop or a mobile, and that is how he learns. This is what Abreu also saw face to face. He decided to do something about it. The entire world of crime was being fed because of these children. These children were only turning into criminals. And the parents, since they did not see any future for their children, they are continuing with their crime-ridden world. So what did he do? He created a movement called El Sistema. In El Sistema, he took children as young as 2 to 5 years old and started teaching them music. The first batch of El Sistema contained 11 students and was conducted in a garage in Venezuela. My dear friends, you'll be very happy to know that today there are 700,000 people learning music in Venezuela. And Venezuela has given by far the most celebrated alumnus in music to the world, Gustavo Dudamel, who is now a music director of the Los Angeles Philharmonic and one of the most acclaimed conductors in the world. And for his contribution, Abreu got the Latin Grammy Trustees Award in 2009, an honor given to very few people by the Latin Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. He worked through his niche, which was his passion, what he liked to do. And now, is it just an opinion or can I validate it? Let me validate what I am saying. A niche should have minimal competition. In fact, it should have no competition whatsoever. What Abreu did had no competition. How many people would have thought of pulling out a country by teaching music to 2 and 5-year-old children? Second thing, it was very professionally and personally satisfying. He was extremely satisfied with what he did. Remember, 11 students in the first batch has turned out to be 700,000 students today. The third thing, high profit potential. How much more higher can the profit be for providing this service? It has pulled a country out of disaster. A country of 29 million it pulled out of disaster. The third thing, solves a practical need. There was a dire need in Venezuela to come out of the problem they were in. It gave the solution to a practical need. And above all, there was a strong market demand. So strong that today, El Sistema, the system of El Sistema is being followed by most Latin American countries, Europe, and even US. That, my dear friend, is what the validation of a niche is. Diplome the Master Trainer begins with your identifying your niche. We help you identify your niche. We help you validate your niche. We help you take your niche global. And in doing so, we help you build a community and nurture it. And online community building is what we teach you. How to personalize your social network and relate one-on-one with the members of that network. We teach you how to nurture your community, how to create a narrative which will manage that community profitably, how to strategize your growth timeline. You can't be doing this eternally. You should have a specific timeline in which to grow and monetize what you are doing. We will help you attain corporate connections. How do you create corporate connections? And above all, how do you create a SME subject matter expert status through YouTube and podcasting, two of the most powerful means of establishing credibility in the marketplace today. All these are taught in Diplome the Master Trainer. For this, you need to learn how to create digital assets. We will help you learn how to build your website, how to create your own blog site, how to create creatives and marketing collateral so that you can drive your program, how to write content for all media platforms, be it Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever it may be, how to write content. We will help you build value for your program, and we will help you with video creation and editing. And above all, we will teach you what is podcasting. This will take care of the first part of the 3 dimensions, that is plowing the field or creating your niche. That brings us to sowing the seed. That is converting your expertise into a marketable digital program for the world. The 6 steps of sowing the seed. You've got a huge amount of experience within you. In fact, my dear friend, every moment of the day of your life, you have been experiencing something or the other. And this experience is called a good or a bad experience based upon your worldview and general principles. How to curate content and insight out of this experience, which will be meaningful, so that you are not mistaken about the value of that experience. Second thing is, how do you strategize your insights into powerful delivery so that it will be useful for the audience? Third thing is, how do you incorporate implicit influencing techniques into your presentation so that it will go directly into the subconscious, bypassing the conscious? That brings us to structuring the program. How do you structure your program so that it will have effectiveness? How do you create a professional deck which will be the cynosure of all eyes looking at it? 83% of the brain is taken up by visual acuity. Your deck has to be very good if it has to be meaningful. And finally, we will teach you presentation techniques and digital oratory. Digital oratory is what public speaking is for the offline platform. Digital oratory is for the online platform. The 6 steps of sowing the seed begins with understanding learning techniques. The science of learning starts with adult learning principles, followed by the neuroscience of learning, Bloom's and taxonomy of cognitive learning. Questioning techniques like anthropophora. How do you use these questioning techniques to drive implicitly learning? The community of inquiry, as propounded by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer, which is adopted by all the leading educational institutions in the world, like Harvard, Yale, Stanford, MIT. Why is it that they are so valued? Why is it that they are able to give so much of material to the students? Why is the world run by alumni of these institutions? Is because of the community of inquiry as propounded by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer in 2001, which they have adopted. We will teach you those techniques so that you will be able to drive your program with that. If you are a teacher, a trainer, a retired person, or a consultant, this will be invaluable to you to create and you become an influencer in the society. We will teach you the nudge theory. Nudge theory was propounded by Richard Thaler, and he got the Nobel Prize for it in 2011. All the advanced countries in the world today have a nudge unit to advise their presidents and the chief executives of the country to drive their policy making. That nudge theory we will be teaching you. This forms the backbone of the learning principles which you will learn, which will drive your program, which will begin with content. The selection and validation of content from the repository that you have got. How to slice and compact it so that you can create a powerful program. The primacy and the recency effect to ensure that your message is embedded in the subconscious. How do you structure your program? How do you bait and loop the audience and the message for long-lasting impression and memory? The transitioning so that it is a seamless program. Slide to slide, message to message, delivery to delivery. It has to transition in a smooth manner. The priming by which you will plow the field of the mind of your audience so that it will become receptacle of all the ideas that you give. The opening, the body, and the closing. All these things will form a part of the content management. Then comes instructional design. Training need analysis. How do you analyze the needs of your audience on the fly? When you have a 10-day program, every day you will be analyzing the need of your audience and you will be understanding and improving upon your program so that they will find it impactful. What is the narrative grammar which will drive the program to make it impactful? How to write a proposal to bring in the corporates. How to write a script for your program so that it will be in the story format, will go right into the right brain and stick there. The facilitator guide which will help you transition slide by slide with the message that is necessary and not a single word more. How to create a world-class presentation deck. All these things will be backed by digital oratory and delivery. We will teach you the language of professional presentation. How to get the context right in your presentation. Oftentimes, good presenters make the mistake of a wrong context, and in the process, they lose the thread. The ability to tell your story in the presentation, the art of personalizing your presentation, the technique of delivering virtual presentation, all these form a part of the curriculum of Diplome, the Master Trainer. And finally, digital oratory, how to start and continue speaking in such a way that there is no distraction for the audience. Digital marketing brings about the close with marketing and monetizing your program. You will learn Facebook marketing, you will learn LinkedIn marketing, you will learn how to drive traffic to your website and blog site, you will learn how to create a landing page, how to build a community to create an ecosystem on all social platforms. This will form that portion of the program where you will market and monetize your program. The program is divided into 3 parts: identifying your niche, supporting it. Number 2, creating a digital program. Number 3, marketing and monetizing it. Along with this comes an offering of life membership to Diplome the Master Trainer Alumni for free. You will have access to the entire archival of the video recording of Diplome the Master Trainer. In other words, on one side for 5 months, we will be conducting classes one-on-one with you on the online platform. And at the same time, the video recording will be available to you to learn at your convenience if you should so desire. You can go back to the recording at any point of time you want, and you can relearn the whole thing. This too comes for free. For 1 year after the course is over, we will mentor you. We will offer you a platform and help you with designing your program and going global. That too comes for free. You will be learning as a group. You know, group learning is the most preferred form of learning for an adult. In group learning, what you might miss out, that perspective will be taken up by others and you will not lose out on it. It is all template driven. The entire program is in a template format so that you don't lose out on anything. You will network with like-minded people, all for free. You will be getting a certificate the way Dr. K.V. Subbaraju got on completion of his program on March 2022. That brings us to Diplome the Master Trainer. Course duration is from 20th of May 2022 to 2nd October 2022. Course of 240 hours. It is not 1 or 2 hours, my dear friend, it's 240 hours. For all those people who are retired, time has come for you to pull up your shoes by the laces and get ready for your second innings. This 5-month program, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7:30 to 10:30, and practice sessions on Wednesdays, optional 7:30 to 10:30, followed by 100 hours of monitored practice as a group, will ensure that you can again start earning the way you want, be respected, be admired, and be socially relevant. For those of you who are very serious and select participants, will be given gold membership for free. That means you will have free admission to all future courses of Diplome the Master Trainer. All gold member courses will be promoted by VAC Solution for free. If you are a gold member, your courses will be promoted by us for free in the international market. And the VAC Solution facilities will be available at a highly discounted price. In other words, what is Diplome the Master Trainer course? It is about identifying your niche. It is about creating digital program of all your knowledge that you have got. It is about marketing and monetizing it. And what are the 3 very essential things for it? Number 1, we will provide you with all the skill set necessary for not just identifying your niche, for also creating a digital program. the entire skill set will be made available to you. But providing you with a skill set alone is not necessary. We help you master it with guided practice. Every Wednesday, there will be a practice session and over 100 hours of practice session on other days through a facilitator and coordinator. That is what we offer you. Not just the skill set, an opportunity to practice it under the guided supervision of an expert. And then we will not leave you just like that. We will hold your hand. We have traversed this path. We know what are the pitfalls in it. We will launch you. That too for free. In the 1 year in the post program, we will not only help you practice and prepare your program, we will also launch you. So how do you do this program? It's a very valid question. How do you do it? I'm sure that is there in your mind. How? To answer this question, you will really have to think through the decision pyramid. The decision pyramid begins at the top with, why should you be doing this program? You have to first answer this question. Why are you doing this program? Be ruthless in answering this question. Are you doing this program because you want financial freedom, you want to earn money? Some of you might be doing it because you really want to earn money. You have to earn money. You don't want to be dependent on someone else. The situation is not conducive to be dependent on someone else. Some of you have got a lot of money with you, but you are feeling bored. You want to keep yourself engaged. You could be doing this program for that. Some of you feel rejected because of the retirement and being told to sit at home. You want social status. You might be doing it for that. And some of you might have a huge amount of knowledge. You don't want it to go to waste. You might want to share that knowledge. So why do you want to do this program? Is it because you want financial freedom? Is it because you want to be engaged? Is it because you want social status? Or is it because you want to share the knowledge? That brings us to the next part of the pyramid. What is required to do this program? You get the answer of why you should be doing this, but still that is not enough. What you require is clarity and understanding of the opportunity which is there all around you. Many of you are ready to do the program, but you really do not know whether there really is an opportunity or not. You require a clarity and an understanding of the type of opportunity which is there. And then what are the skill sets which are required to leverage your expertise? Throughout your life, you have been working in a particular way. Suddenly, digitalization has changed the rules of the game. What are the skill sets which are required? Unless you are able to answer both these questions about the clarity and understanding of the opportunity and the skill set which are required to leverage the expertise, you will not be able to answer the question why you should be doing this. That brings us to the third part of the pyramid. How will you do it? If you have been able to answer the first question, I want to earn money, I want to keep myself engaged, I want social status, I want to share my knowledge. Yes, I want clarity of understanding the opportunity, and I want to know what are the skill sets which are required. Then we can tell you very clear, uncertain terms, very certainly what is the opportunity which is there. We have already shown you in the three perspectives of why you should be doing it: the historical perspective, the earning perspective, and the expanding market perspective. The opportunity is there. The skill set is available with us. We will be able to help you identify your niche, validate your niche, and take it global. We will be able to help you with your content creation, with everything which is required to create a world-class digital program. We will be able to teach you how to create digital assets and market your product and take it global. We will hold your hand and take you there. We will help you acquire the skill set. Yes, we will help you acquire the skill set. We will be with you for 1 full year after the course and help you with your guided practice. And during that period, we will plan and launch you onto the international market. Yes, my dear friends, we will help you acquire the skill set. We will help you with your guided practice, and we will help you plan your launch. But I am not going to ask you to take a decision. I'm still going to give you time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my co-host Tasneem to post a Calendly link. Calendly link is an app which will help you fix up an appointment with me for half an hour for free at a time of your convenience. Click on the link which she is posting in the chat box. Go ahead, fix an appointment with me. Ask me all the questions that you want. Clarify the opportunity which is there. Clarify the skill sets which are required by you. Clarify how you will get the skill sets from us. Clarify what sort of a guided practice we will give you, and clarify how we will help you launch. And then take a decision as to whether you want to do Diplome the Master Trainer course or not. Thank you, my dear friends, for a patient hearing. I know today was a very trying time, but then there are times like this sometimes. I will request you to bear with me and book your Calendly appointment so that we can spend some quality time clarifying all the doubts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arunji. It was really a trying time for you, but you really managed still very, very well. So thank you for sharing all the knowledge and information to us. It was a great experience once again. And while I have gone ahead and posted the Calendly link for you all on the group, on the chat box, I'll do that one more time. And while you go ahead and fill that Calendly form and book your appointment with Arunji to clarify any further doubts that you have before you take the first step towards the journey of you being the world-class master trainer, I would appreciate Arunji to go ahead and play one or two testimonials that we have from our students of DDMT Batch 1.
Hi, my name is Pooja Bakshi. I'm a management consultant and trainer for MSMEs in manufacturing segment. I have a rich experience of 20 plus years of managing operations in the manufacturing segment in India and working with family-owned businesses from Germany and US. In the January 2021, an acquaintance of mine sent me a link to attend a webinar on leadership being conducted by Mr. Arun Subramanian. It was an opportunity I am glad that I took up. I was completely engrossed from the moment he started. I was constantly comparing it to my own work experience and my business school experience. I was blown away with his presentation style, the depth of the knowledge, and the relevance of the content, and most importantly, the insights that he generated. Let me tell you, it is not easy for me to be awestruck, but I was. I decided there and then that I will attend all of his upcoming programs. When Mr. Arun announced the launch of Diploma Master Trainer Program, I immediately registered. My experience in the program has been on multiple levels. At the intellectual level, the concepts of cognitive science, the power of languaging, the nudge theory and its application, the cognitive techniques to address the human mind are some of the powerful sections that impacted me. The other aspects that made an impact is the cohort itself. It is a rare mix of expertise and experience from varied fields with IoT experts, champions of TQM, turnaround consultants, technocrats, learning and development professionals who bring with them a huge repository of learning and experience that is exchanged during the participation in the program. We are constantly striving for excellence to reach higher goals under the mentorship of Mr. Arun. This is also a personal journey of self-discovery. The benchmark is set by him in how he's committed to deliver value to each of us. He gives his undivided attention and time to share his knowledge, expertise, his C-suite insights on what it takes to make things work and get noticed. His mentorship is the hidden treasure you discover in the program. Today, you need to make that most important connect by standing out and reaching your message to your target customer without getting lost in a crowded digital space.
Yes, if any question is there, I'm ready to take. If anybody has got any question, please feel free to ask the questions. I see that around 4 people have booked their time. If anyone has got any other questions, if not, then can we break? Tasneem?
Ji Arunji, I think if nobody has any questions, I think we can call it a day.
Okay. Thank you,
Great then.
friends, for
Thank
taking
you so
time and
much.
coming. Thank you.